Honestly, I never thought that we would see 7th Road Magician in Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. But we did, and it's more powerful than ever thanks to the new equipped spell card 7th Road Lance. Plus, Goha Yuna is its user. Crazy things are happening, let's talk about it. Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today we're here to talk about all things episode 20 of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush anime series. A brilliant episode of Go Rush that sees Gohar Yuna's first duel and the ace monster as 7th Road Magician. You heard me correctly, Yuga's ace monster returns in the hands of Gohar Yuna. So there seemed to be a connection between herself and the one who gave Udius his duel disc, and we'll discuss that a little bit more later on. But right now, starting off, I want to talk about the reoccurring vibes I've been getting from this show since the beginning. And that is the fact that Go Rush does feel like the GX of Rush Dueling, in the way that this is the next generation of Rush duelists. But also because of the fact is, an ace monster from the previous protagonist, of course, Yugi had Dark Magician, came back and dueled against the newest protagonist's aces. We had in GX Damien steal Yugi's deck, so that Jaden had to face off against it. And this kind of feels like a similar situation, because I personally don't think that Yuga or Otis or even the Yuga Man, which they teased giving Udius his duel disc, gave Goha Yuna that deck. Instead, I feel like the most likely outcome was that Goha Yuna lost to the Yuga Man / Yuga / Otis, and after losing felt humiliated. So she recreated that deck and added a few equipped spells and other cards to further strengthen it. And to back this idea up, we have her wanting Udius's duel disc. This further solidifies the idea of her being humiliated, as she now has not only beaten but taken the duel disc of the person that once beat her. Yuga, Otis, or the Yuga Man look to have given Udius that duel disc, as they might have believed in Udius's future potential, making the duel disc a symbol of some sorts, like how Yugi gifted the Winkaribo to Jaden, because there was some potential sawn in Jaden in the first episode of GX by Yugi. Now, Udius losing, I think, was kind of needed, as A, it furthers the building of Gohar Yuna's character, while also building hype for Roven, because if Gohar Yuna is idolizing / respecting Roven so much, then Roven's got to be stronger than Gohar Yuna, correct? B, it creates a rivalry between Yuna and Udius, as both being characters that have a connection with the Yuga Man / Yuga / Otis, and of course Udius now needs to get his duel disc back. Prediction? I feel like Zawaijo is going to try and get the duel disc back for Udius, whether stealing it or dueling for it. And C, most importantly, it creates a reason / situation for Udius to develop. Udius has met a lot of great people and kind people while on Earth, but now he's tasked with finding / helping Yuna, who is this evil, crazy, twisted person that Udius has suffered from or against, because she stole Udius's prized possession, the one thing that Udius wanted and thought would bring hope to Valagir. She took away his ability to rush duel. And we've seen throughout the series so far how important rush dueling is to Udius. So, this begs the question, will Udius be able to recover and complete the mission that UTS has been given? Will he be able to find and help Gohar Yuna? Will she even want his help? No, not really. Either way though, it's going to be awesome to see how Udius comes back from this. Will he fall into despair and need some help from a certain Valagir commander / friend? Or will he struggle through but rise to the occasion himself to get back on his feet and gain his duel disc back once more? What mental development will we see from him? The future is exciting for Udius. Now, talking more about Goha Yuna. This introduction was brilliant, and it showed a lot of emotions from her. In terms of, like, she has a very fiery personality and a short temper. But it also shows that she means business and doesn't take crap easily. Which again makes me think that she was beaten in a duel and then felt humiliated afterwards and wanted to get some petty revenge on the person that beat her. Maybe the fact that she created rush duels in this timeline / world of Go Rush is all false, and she just wants to bury anything related to Yuga. Because again, she lost to him, and she wants to make herself feel better and boost her ego. Seeing her explode with anger was surprising, but a good feeling of different. As now, she's being shown as this badass instead of this damsel in distress that we kind of maybe thought she would be. So it's a good thing. But poor Fisher Sky, they do not deserve all of that anger and punishment and that beating that they received. I actually feel sorry for them. But if Gohar Yuna keeps beating that bag, it might just tear open enough for one to escape. Not all of them, because that would be too obvious, but just one would probably be helpful. Hang in there, Sky. As for first impressions go, I love the presentation of Goha Yuna. Her character design too looked incredible. I really like the way it reminded me of this old-fashioned style of sort of dressing. And the way that her hair is styled matches that old-fashioned style that her clothing has. It also does have the air of classiness to it and the air of wealth, which might go hand in hand with the fact is that she is from Gohar. We don't know much about Gohar in the Go Rush universe. We don't know if they're wealthy, we don't know if they're poor, but judging from Gohar Yuna's kind of personality, maybe they're a bit better off than we first initially thought. Plus, I love the fact that she's quite smug and quite arrogant, but she's always saying about how people are ignorant and she's going to teach them a lesson. Great personality trait and kind of, presentation. And finally, on Gohar Yuna, she doesn't seem to be very respectful towards aliens, and her lack of respect towards Udius doesn't bode well for this fact, as she kept referring to him as alien and was not very caring for names or pleasantries. So this again just reinforces her being this kind of antagonist obstacle and her having a grudge against Udius because of his dual disc and the connection that he possibly has with the person that gave it to him. The side characters in this episode I thought played their roles really well, and I liked how finally one of Yomu's gambles did not pay off. Plus, she was wrong about something, which is very rare within this show. We've seen Yomu's greed within the show already, and her greed for information / answers cost her team dearly, showing that some actions have consequences. On a side note though, I loved how this episode and duel had some very high stakes, which again links to this downfall for UTS. Her being wrong about Goha Yuna's identity in thinking that she was the one who gifted Udius that dual disc was quite refreshing, but this is probably due to a lack of information, and credit to Yuna for keeping her identity a secret, because had Yomu knew that the lady standing in front of Udius dueling him was Goha Yuna, she would never have gotten to that conclusion. So yeah, great seeing that Yomu was wrong for once, and it was great seeing some consequences delivered and some stakes added to a duel. While on the topic of Yomu and I guess Yuhi, they both don't know about Seven's Road Magician, despite having the surname of Odo. This could be because they aren't directly from Yuga's family line, instead maybe an off-branch of the Odo family, cousins, distant relatives, so they might not have much connection with Yuga. Or it could be that in this world, Yuga never existed. Or the Seven's Road and anything related to Odo Yuga was wiped from the records completely. But surely if that was the case for the last point or option, Surely the family and close friends should all know about Oda Yuga from legends and past years ago. Still though, it was interesting at the time seeing how the twins never knew about the creator of Rush Duels, instead believing that it was Gohar Yuna and not Oda Yuga. But the fact that they don't know about Seven's Road Magician kind of backs up the point that, yeah, maybe Yuga was never part of this world to begin with. In terms of, like, you know, being a part of the Odo bloodline. Moving on though, Ran, you sneaky little devil, you knew what would happen to the group if they lost all their points. And you still let them duel. Come on, I thought you were on their side. Plus, Manabu and Nandastar both not knowing about the battle point system, yet Nandastar works in this residential area for aliens while being partnered with Ran, just really confused me. Surely she should have known about this or remembered about what would happen, because she probably would have experienced it in the past. Still though, they are at the Colosseum, and they are meant to be like alien detectives, capturing alien criminals. So detective work should be in their job. So they should have really have known about this point feature, even if they haven't been at the Colosseum for very long. Come on guys, MIK, use your noodles. But in all honesty, this was a brilliant episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. That equip spell was crazy powerful, as it not only gave Seven's Road Magician pretty much the same effect as it already had, boosting its power based on the number of different attributes in the graveyard, but it also gave it Trap Destruction Protection. On a side note though, or relating to this I actually should say, Udius does have some ways of beating this combination. He has Universe Storm, which allows you to destroy a spell or trap card that your opponent owns. Plus, he also has Satellite Pegasus, which lets you send the top card of your deck to the graveyard. Then if you have one or less monsters in your graveyard, you can destroy one face-up level 8 or lower monster on your opponent's side of the field. Which then means Seven's Road Magician goes bye-bye. So yeah, Udius does have some hope left if he can get his dual disc back for that inevitable rematch against Goha Yuna. Now of course, on the topic of cards, I really like the kind of Yuga style cards that Gohar Yuna used. We had that trap card that allowed her to put Seven's Road back into her hand. We had the Sorcerers, and we also had in her hand that we saw the same card that Yuumu used in her duel against Fisher Sky. I think it was Dark Retaliation. Yeah. And Udius's new field spell just looks really nice. I like the fact is that these field spells actually sort of change the environment. I know it's something that has been happening even in Sevens and previous shows, but I just love the sort of visual change that we see. I think it just adds more elements to the duel to make it more entertaining. So anyway, those were my thoughts on this amazing episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. I can't wait to see how Udius will get his dual disc back. Will it be because of Sawaijo? Will it be because of his determination? Or whatever it is. Whatever development Udius has to go through, I can't wait to see. And I want to know your thoughts on this episode in the comments down below. Let me know your thoughts, opinions, theories, anything you'd like to share. Apart from that, hope you've enjoyed this review. Hit like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I'll be seeing you next time. Have a great day. Alligator, matane. Goodbye.